Oh, oh. Oh crap! I'm in the wrong chat. There we go. Arb. Thoughts on Arb? What's up, guys? I'm a little slow today. I had a bit to drink yesterday, so I'm still a bit in recovery mode. So please bear with me. But yeah, sometimes these things happen. Well, yeah, obviously we had a very big euphoric moment in the crypto market. Basically everything's up. Ethereum is finally up. A lot of people were calling Ethereum dead. I didn't agree with them. I hold quite a bit of Ethereum, so yeah, pretty good week, I suppose. As well as Solana, Sui, basically all the, well, not all, but most altcoins did well. And yeah, I still think that basically we might see a little bit of an alt season finally. I won't say I called it, but for sure I thought it was a matter of time before volume started moving from Bitcoin to the altcoins. But Bitcoin itself did really well as well. But yeah, let's stop me rambling and let's open up my screen. Share screen. And share screen. There we go. So we're back in the greed territory. And as I always say, like I've taken a lot of profits out of my altcoins and Bitcoin. When we're in greed territory, yeah, I think we'll go higher. I think we'll see more volume, but nothing wrong with securing some profits. Sometimes when the market starts to become greed, when people are starting to become greedy, market sentiment shifts, everyone's positive. That's usually when we see bigger parties starting to take profits. Quite a bit of profit out of a lot of my altcoins. I left a huge chunk in as well. I always try to look at how big the position is, and I take out like 10% or something, maybe more depending on the amount we rose up. So on Ethereum, I've taken out quite a bit more because overall it's up 32%. So I've taken a bit more out of Ethereum, and I wait till the next dip to buy back. And I'm still exposed to the upside in the meantime. So either way is fine. So if we keep going higher, I'll just take out a little bit more profit along the way. But I never sell everything. But yeah, we're back in great territory. Crypto market cap finally above 3 trillion again, 3.3, which I think is a very good thing because we were on that 2.5 trillion for almost 2 years. So the fact that we went back to that 2.5, it kind of worried me, but yeah, I won't say broke new ground because it's been that high before, but I would love to see the market cap stabilize somewhere around 3 trillion, because that would mean that there's a lot of new cash in the markets, also starting to hold crypto longer term. So it could be an effect because of all the ETF funds that are slowly moving more and more money into crypto markets. So I think that's a good thing. New money in crypto is always good. We need new money in crypto in order to reach these new all-time highs. Yeah, I'm so thirsty. Yeah. So let's grab the Solana chart. Like Solana did really, really well. Obviously, we still have a ways to go, but I think Solana could very well retain its structure. Like we might see Solana go back above XRP again. That's something I'm hoping, That's something I'm pretty much planning on. It's still a ways off, but I think Solana has the potential for it. Sui on the $13 billion mark, like I'd love to see Sui reach Solana levels. I think Sui is one of the tokens with a lot of profit potential. And I think there's a lot of hype around Sui, which I always like. It pushes more volume into that token. And the market cap, like I like a $13 billion market cap. Like a 2x is very doable. Like there's no reason why it won't reach these amounts, and it's reached it in the past, of course. So it's always a good indicator to watch. Oh, and I saw someone wanting to ask if we go back on the all. Like even from now, like from this point on, if we reach the old all-time high, that would be a great time to take more profits out. Let's look at Arbitrum. I don't hold this one actually. So I don't really know much about this about Arbitrum actually. I kind of missed the boat on this a few years ago, so I kind of just put it away and never bothered to look at it again. But I don't know. I think it's got quite a big following, I suppose, and a $2 billion market cap is somewhere which I consider a lower cap altcoin. And if it does really well, it has 10x potential, but I kind of know it depends on what the team does. Are they active? Are they developing? Are they actually producing products, making good on their roadmaps, promises? I mean, I've not heard about it for a very long time, so I think they're either building in the background or it's not really doing anything. And if they're not really doing anything, I don't see a need for it to push to new highs. I'm not saying it won't or it can't, but I think the market cap wise, it's very interesting. But I mean, like the volume's also pretty low. And considering everything went up and the volume on this being low, like for now, I don't know. I don't think I'd be interested in it. Maybe if you are a long-term holder, like it's a good time to DCA. It's done in 7 days. So it is up actually. The volume is down a lot though. Damn. But it's not too bad actually. I'll be the first to admit, I just don't know enough about this token or project. A 35% spot profit, that is actually very, very good. So I don't know, it might actually be a really good token. And I've just missed it. Because I'm looking more at my own holdings, of course. So I don't know, it could be a really good one. And apparently the community is very bullish. So I don't know. Maybe it could be a very good token to hold. At least take some profits out, I suppose, on the 35% rise. I think it's always healthy to take profits out because it's very likely. I think even on Bitcoin, if we just look at the Bitcoin chart, let's grab the daily. Like obviously we broke that resistance and we're now pushing against well, I won't say all-time high because it's just very choppy waters around here. But I think this is a more healthy climb. There's not a lot of selling pressure. We shot up, and either a correction, we'll see a correction back down, or it'll start consolidating and maybe push further up. So I think this is a much calmer seas than this, because you'll see there's so much volatility around this area, which is not a good thing, I suppose. It's not, at least the selling pressure isn't like the highs, yes, but there was massive amounts of shorting around this area, massive sell-offs, and we don't see that here. So I don't know. As I've talked about before, with Bitcoin basically decoupling itself a little bit from the dollar, becoming a bit of a hedge against the dollar, I think this is very healthy. I think this is a very healthy price structure. And I have a few articles I'll talk about a little bit, because I think they corroborate this. I won't say this is the reason of the rise, because obviously I think the hype around an American Pope, the trading mineral deal being closed, I think caused a lot of euphoria in the market. I don't think it's necessarily a good trading deal for America, though, but obviously it created calm in the markets. And yeah, we like calm. We dislike uncertainty and fear. So once that goes away a little bit, we'll see these we'll see these pushes up appear more. And at least it doesn't come paired with very big sell-offs. So I think that's very good. So I saw a few of these articles, like this one, Apple loses key fight and crypto payments are finally going mainstream, which basically means iPhone apps can now charge directly with crypto. And I don't think necessarily that will create huge money inflows into crypto, but I do think it'll be an extra way to handle payments, and it'll increase overall volume of transactions in crypto, which I think is a good thing, and ease of use. So I don't necessarily think people choose to do this as opposed to just paying with their bank account or credit card. But I think it's a good thing to see more adoption into, app stores. Basically, every person uses apps. So I'm sure not everybody pays for apps, but I think there's no denying that it'll bring more volume, which is always a good thing. This was not the correct one. This one. So US, UK expected to sign new trade agreement this week, or probably next week. It's a bit of an older article. Sorry. But I think also, as opposed to having fear in the markets, more stability. More stability means more people either have money to invest or are choosing to invest, because during uncertain times, we choose to hold on to our cash. So also, I think overall, a good positive news for crypto. I'm going to keep using the United States debt tracker. Not really too much to say about it this time, but I think the amounts are astronomical. So I'm just going to keep track of this, and maybe in a few years, I'll rewatch my own stream and we'll see the amounts then and now. I think it'll be interesting to see if they'll finally be able to, I don't know, put the brakes on it, or maybe even lower it. I think it's a very interesting statistic that a country can owe this much money. And it's not just America, like other countries do this as well, because they also try to make money on their debts. Because whatever they loan, they try to reloan to other institutions for higher percentages, so they make profit on it. But no country would want this to zero, but I think right now it's an insane amount of money. So I thought this was a fun read. Solana's price, if its market cap becomes equal to Ethereum, how big of a price increase this would be. Sorry. Little itch. So if it reaches the same market cap, we'll see a 190% increase. at that time of this, or when this article was written. So it might be a little bit higher right now because obviously Ethereum went up a little bit. I think Solana also went up, so it's give or take. But I think these prices on Solana, maybe won't be next year, but in the next few years, I think definitely doable. I think Solana has definitely kept its popularity and its ease of use, and the low cost paired with it, and the ease of use of the network itself. So other projects can easily launch on Solana. Obviously, that's also why we see a lot of meme coins on Solana. I don't think necessarily meme coins are good, but I think it's good that the network is so user friendly for everyone and they're able to handle that much payments. But if we see somewhere around these prices in September 2027, I think that'll be a very good thing. I think for Solana holders at least, and I'm a Solana holder, but I also dollar cost average in over time. So I think for crypto, I think crypto has a very good future ahead of itself in the next few years. And it does help. I mean, that the Trump administration is generally very pro-crypto. So having America being pro-crypto, I think, is a very good thing as well. And well, this is the part I wanted to talk about. Like the dollar, I think the dollar is losing strength, and I think it'll continue for a while because of all the general mayhem that happened over the last few weeks, months even. So before all this, these BRICS countries already wanted to start trading or doing global trade without using dollars, trying to circumvent the dollars, because most of the global trade is handled or paid in dollars to each party, which obviously creates a huge use case for dollars. So also keeping the strength of the dollar relatively strong, as opposed to the euro, which was on the decline for the last few years. But as these countries start finding ways to trade without dollars, this use case for the dollar starts to decline. So there's less demand for it, which in turn lowers the value of the dollar, which also boosts the price of assets that are traded against the dollar. So if you have the BTC USD price course, if USD devaluates, BTC evaluates. If that makes sense. If it doesn't, then it doesn't really matter. But generally, price of Bitcoin will go up in dollar, of the dollar value. As these BRICS countries start doing this, they also have more incentive to buy Bitcoin or trade with Bitcoin or trade with Ethereum, or generally just trade in crypto markets. So they might even use Solana network for it. Nobody really knows. I don't think that's concrete anywhere, but I think that with the general adoption of crypto, it'll start to decouple itself more and more from basic fiat currency. So it'll, in essence, I think we're still early in crypto, and as this process starts happening more and more, I think it'll be retirement money in it could be in a year, it could be in 5 years, it could be in 10 years. But I think the general consensus is that as the years go on, I think Bitcoin specifically, but I think crypto in general, will become more and more adopted into the general finance world, like trade, general global trade. Well, I won't say bank accounts, because I think banks generally are anti-crypto, but I think our crypto wallets will become as important as our bank accounts. I think it'll steadily keep growing and will generally become easier to use and maybe even cheaper to use. Specifically the on and off ramp process, because obviously we'll still need fiat. I don't think banks will roll over and switch to crypto and just disregard fiat entirely. So I think the on-ramp, off-ramp situation will stay very important throughout the year. So, but I think it's interesting to see if these BRICS countries start moving away more and more from the dollars. And yeah, I mean, they've 67% in local currencies and only 33% of deals were paid in US dollars. So this significant difference highlights the seriousness of the de-dollarization agenda. So, as I said, I think this agenda will be a very hot item over the next few years. And I kept this article open because I read this before the Bitcoin push, and generally they were right. I don't think it's exactly that amount, but why is my CoinMarketCap page not loading? Oh, there we go. I mean, it's 7%. We might see a little bit higher, but maybe towards the all-time high if we go that high. But I think it'll be interesting to see. And I think it was fun to see that this news article was actually correct for the most part. But yeah. Damn. It's too soon to declare that the bull market is over. And I don't know. I agree. I do think as fear in financial markets will ripple through to crypto, but I think it's very cool to see how crypto is starting to decouple itself from the general financial markets. And the best part is what I think is that the altcoins are starting to move as well. I mean, 30 almost 33% on Ethereum, XRP 9%, 8%, 15%. USDC, of course, not moving because it's a stable coin. But I mean, Dogecoin 28, 27, Cardano 10%, 18%, 12%, 17, 10, 11, 18. I mean, I think this is absolutely terrific. The general market cap is moving up, Bitcoin is moving up, but the altcoins are moving at the same time. And historically, we've not really seen that a lot of the times. Like Bitcoin usually starts to slow down in volume. The percentages, the movement percentages slow down to like 1 to 2% daily. And then all the altcoins start to move. So I don't know, for this 24-hour period, yeah, it makes sense. Only 0.6, and we see a massive move on the altcoin. So maybe it's still a little bit generic, but usually historically it was different. We'd see different movements, and it would have taken more time. But I think it's very cool to see that basically there's basically the entire crypto market is moving together, and I think that's very cool. And I think it's very good for crypto as a whole that we see these movements sort of on the same time periods. And I think we all wanted the alts to go up, but because alts have bled dry lately, and I think it'll restore some more market sentiment in crypto in general. Like a lot of newer people to crypto obviously bought at the tops and got ripped off, for what felt like ripped off. And I think this will restore faith a little bit. And I think we need that. I think we need movements on altcoins just as much as we do on Bitcoin, in order to also maximize our own profits, I suppose. Even for the trending coin, I'm not a big fan of all these meme coins, but I think in general it's good to see an XAI. Sadly I didn't hold it. I've skipped over it. I should have maybe bought a little bit of it, but a 48% increase, I mean, who doesn't like that? We kicked off my mic a little bit. But are there any other questions? If anyone has a question, feel free to ask. This is basically just what I wanted to talk about, like the end of the week note. And as I said, I completely forgot about it yesterday because I was confused with the days. I thought it was Thursday, but it was Friday, and I don't know. I've been so busy lately that I keep mixing up dates. So I need to start planning better. But oh well. I like doing this on a Saturday as well. A little bit earlier. a little more energetic, even though I'm a little bit hungover. Let's look at that monthly. Still looking really positive, Yeah, we had a big sell-off, we had a big correction. I think it's cool to see how crypto generally is acting as opposed to the stock markets, financial markets. So let's check the daily on this. So the dollar it does seem like it's recovering a little bit. But I mean, still 112. So I still don't think that the dollar is doing particularly well on this. Oh, and what the last thing I really wanted to talk about was, like, yes, the mineral deal got closed. Yes, Trump, the deal maker in chief, had a positive spin on it. But as someone he was super opposed as to continued support of Ukraine, continued support of military and financial aid. But what he basically did, he signed the deal for minerals, which aren't all that rare, and he's claiming it's worth 500 billion, but apparently it's only 50 billion. I'm not 100% sure on those numbers, but before you get to take out those minerals, you'll still need to defend yourself against Russia. You'll still need to keep sending payments and military aid in order to protect your assets, I suppose, your stake in that ground. Because if Russia takes it, the deal is null and void. So essentially, he signed a bill for the exact thing he was so opposed to. So I don't think it's that positive for the American economy, I suppose. So I think it will be interesting to see how it plays out. Maybe with the ceasefire they're negotiating with Russia, if that happens, because I don't know. I don't see Russia signing it and being okay with it. Or even if they do sign it, why wouldn't they just restart it in a year when they've built back up their military? I don't know. I don't see it happening. Maybe I'm a little bit too skeptic. Maybe I'm a little bit too pessimistic. But I don't know. I don't like. This is. I don't think I don't think Putin will be happy with how far he's come so far. So I don't know. I think the conflict will take much longer. Even if there even is a winner, I don't think there is a winner in this situation at all. I think it's horrible, the situation all in all, though. Very, very weird world. Very, very weird economy. But yeah, for crypto, it's a good thing, I suppose. I still think crypto is going to do well, exponentially well, throughout these uncertain times. But yeah, that's just my take on it. If you guys have any other opinion on it, please feel free to share. So thirsty. All right. I've been talking for almost 30 minutes, 29 minutes. If you guys want, you can feel free to ask a question. If not, I'll close the stream in a little bit, because I think, everyone wants to enjoy their weekend, which is completely fine. I'm going to do the exact same thing. So weather is super nice. I think it's some time away from the screen is also good, especially knowing that we've made quite a bunch of money in these past few weeks. It's, I think it's very positive. Let's see if there's some interesting tidbit about Bitcoin here. A staggering amount of volume in 24 hours, and even if it's down a lot, it's still so much money. Conor McGregor calls on Ireland to create a strategic Bitcoin reserve. I mean, these are things that keep happening. I think this is very good overall for the markets as well. All right, I'm gonna close out the stream, guys. Thank you all for watching, and yeah, I hope to see you guys next week. And I'll try to do it on Friday again instead of Saturday. Have a great weekend, guys.